in this video, we're gonna explore the AC method for solving quadratics, and so a colleague of mine told me where it got its name, but I forgot. I'd imagine it's because we start this method of solving by first multiplying A and C. So we're gonna start with this example here. Let's say we're trying to solve 2x squared minus 5x plus 3 is equal to 0. So the AC method starts by us multiplying A and C. And that would mean that we have A times C equal to 2 times 3, and that is equal to 6. Now, next, we have to figure out two numbers that multiply to 6 and also adding to the middle term. Not the middle term, but the middle coefficient. Yeah? Okay, so here, once we figure out what the answer is to A times C, which in this case is 6, then we try to figure out two numbers that multiply to 6 that also add to the middle term, which in this problem is negative 5. So it's clear that those two numbers are negative 2 and negative 3, because negative 2 and negative 3 multiply to 6, but they also add to negative 5. So using them, we split the middle term into two terms, and we do that as follows. So like 2x squared, and then minus 2x, and then minus 3x plus 3 equals 0. Now I can read your mind. Here's how I know. Because you ask, but we could have also written in here negative 3x minus 2x. That is, you could also split the middle term correctly by writing this. Well, one is easier on the eye as far as the algebra that remains, but both are good ways to split the middle term, and I don't think one is more efficient than the other. Okay, cool. So let's say you split the middle term in this way. So then the next step in the AC method, once you've got four terms, right, is to group the first two together and group the second two together. So doing that in both, we factor by grouping, and we solve. So here, in this, what we can factor is a 2x, and then we could write what remains is x minus 1. And then over here, what we can factor is a minus 3, and we can write what remains is x minus 1. Okay, and this all equals 0. Yeah? Cool. And then in the other guy, we factor an x, and then we get 2x minus 3, right? From here, all we can factor is an x. And then in here, all we can factor really is a negative 1. We must factor something, so we're going to factor out a negative 1. And then we're going to get 2x minus 3 equals 0. Cool. Now, it's clear that here we can then write x minus 1 times 2x minus 3 equals 0. And if you had a hard time seeing that, replace x minus 1 with heart, and then this also with heart. Then you've got 2x times heart minus 3 times heart. If you factor out heart, then what remains is 2x minus 3, right? That sounds gruesome. Okay, anyway, finishing solving from here is pretty easy, x equals 1 or x equals 3 halves. And doing the same in this other one, it's getting better with the red writing. It's x minus 1 times 2x minus 3. This time what we factor out, the equivalent to heart, is 2x minus 3. Right, okay, cool. Alright, I don't know if that was helpful or completely useless, but hopefully it helped somebody. All right. Now, clearly, same end. So x equals 1 and x equals 3/2. So we're all good. And, same solutions, either path you chose to split the middle. Cool. All right. Now, next, I guess we look at this. And, yeah. So let's do that. So in the middle, we've got x squared minus 3x plus 2 equals 0. And I don't know why you'd use the AC method here. You should just use the factoring method, which is what multiplies to this and adds to that. And that's x minus 1 and x minus 1 and x minus 2. Yes, so because negative 1 and negative 2 multiply to that and add to that. So you go, yeah, the factors are x minus 2 times x minus 1. And so the answer is x equals 1 and x equals 2. Done. That's how I'd do it. But you can use the AC method if for some reason you want. I had a few students be interested in doing that, even though they could also know how to do this more efficient method. I just showed you the factoring method. Anyway, AC method would say multiply A and C. That's 1 times 2. A is 1 and C is 2. That's 2. Figure out what two numbers multiply to 2 and add to the middle term. So that's negative 1 and negative 2. So split the middle term, x squared minus 2x minus 1x, or just x, plus 2 equals 0. And of course, yes, you could rewrite this in reverse order, and we saw that that doesn't make a difference. And now you group factors, so group these two and group these two. So from the first two, you take out an x, so you have x times x minus 2. From the second two, you take out a negative 1, and then you have that times x minus 2, and that equals 0. And now this is what you take out, right, from the whole thing, right? And when you do, you're going to have to write x minus 2. So, yeah, okay. And then times x minus 1 equals 0. So we get x equals 2, or x equals 1. Yeah? Cool. All right. Those are the solutions we expected, and so unsurprising. And yeah, and so for this guy here, there is no C, so we can't use the AC method. And there's that. Okay, keep watching. More methods to come.